playing with time and repetition and how long things take is a really interesting difference between working for the stage and working for film. And interestingly, my live productions are often, for some reason, an hour and a half, and Bosie and I, my collaborations on film are often around an hour, because we think that you can sustain interest in a theatre when you're in a world, breathing the same air as the performers, seeing their every move, but also maintaining the big picture. The way that I work, I want to take the audience on a journey that takes time. With film, you can shorten that time, and there have been some really interesting conversations with Bosie and myself around, do we really need that bit? Because we kind of know where we are, so let's just cut to the chase. Or should we repeat that? Can we make that panic attack look bigger by repeating the image and growing the sound and underscoring something more heavily than I could do legitimately in a theatre space? And there have been really interesting moments where I've sort of got time wrong in real time, and it's been condensed in the film version. So in Virgin Territory we had this interminable long thing where we pulled loads of soil into the place theatre and it took forever because I hadn't quite worked out how long it would take, and that in a way it was supposed to take forever, but it was a bit dull as a scene, whereas on film we could just kind of be in a field and dig, and within 10 seconds you knew where you are. You knew that they were breathing differently because they were outside, and that there was this idea of cultivation. On film, you are in a real space that is recognisably real, and it's not artificial unless you make it so, but you can play with time. In the theatre, you have an artificial staging of a world, and you can't play with time because things take as long as they take. And that, to me, compositionally is really interesting, how that impacts, that time element impacts on what we make and in what format and what form the product, if you like, takes, the film product or the live product, because there's a sort of difference between those two elements.
What film can't do is realistically capture that very visceral live energy that you only get from live performance. But what it can bring is a whole load of other qualities where you can really play around and experiment with time and space, and no longer constrained by the kind of productions, the logistical constraints of moving around a stage. Now we can spread the action over multiple screens, we can repeat, and we can put the same performer across screens at the same time, in different shot sizes, and so we have a whole new language of movement and performance.
I know what you like wearing underneath. You're making it so easy for me.
Because so much of Charlotte's work is about power struggles, and that dynamic has always been played out in the duets in pretty much every scene. The use of close-up, even if it's just a gripping hand on an arm, or obviously close-ups of faces, can really emphasise that power struggle. On top of that, the use of editing and camera movement can again emphasise all those dynamics that have been played out.